catch up with Barrett Edelstein now. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me yet again.
Good to have you here, the Celeb Savant. You can catch Barrett on Celeb Savant across all of the social media platforms. That's CELEBSAVANT. Look at me spelling correctly. Barrett, we have a delicious snippet from an interview that you did with the band Wang Chung.
Yes.
Love them.
Yeah.
Although, in fairness, and I'll be honest here, I probably only know 2 or 3 of their bigger songs.
Yeah.
Dancehall Days being the biggest one in my mind. But what a great band from the 80s. They weren't always perceived as this mega band in the 80s, were they?
No, so I spoke to Jack Hughes. Unfortunately, at the time, Nick had COVID. So it was just Jack at the interview, which is cool. And he explained that they signed with the label and they recorded their first album, and there were expectations around success, that it should achieve this in whatever those levels were at that time.
Well, let's call a spade here. The record company needed to make their money back, so they needed to sell albums.
Exactly. But also there might have been an expectation of certain levels beyond that. They're thinking, okay, well, I need to, this is this, which means it should be that, but it wasn't that. So from that, there was pressure on them for the second album to achieve levels based on what was not achieved for the first album.
That is big pressure, especially when you've got a record company paying you advances and now you've got to make that up and make it happen and be popular, etc., etc. Let's have a listen to what he said about that.
It didn't have the sort of massive hit single that they hoped it would be, or the record company didn't manage to create it as a hit single, and so we were, how can I put it? As a writer, you feel the pressure in a sense of like, you've got to come up with something that's going to connect with people, and I came up with Dancehall Days when I was still teaching guitar at that point to just in secondary schools here in the UK, or in London actually.
Fascinating. And the one thing that I can take out of that, it might be unrelated, but it isn't actually, is consistency, sticking to what you believe in rather than succumbing to everyone else telling you what to do and then actually veering off and not being true to yourself.
I love that. And that's so interesting. What you've just mentioned for me is that when I started Celeb Savant, everyone said to me, okay, you must watch this person or watch that person or emulate that person who does the same thing as you. And I'm very much the type of person that sort of tries to copy, and then I lose myself
soul. Yep.
Who and my uniqueness and quirkiness and what I am. So when I started Celeb Savant, I actually did not watch or listen to anyone else because I didn't want to be infused by confusion. I want to put it as, because then I would be like, okay, I need to try and be this person, that person, that person, and not be myself.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also, you lose the spirit of who you really are, right? If you're copying everybody else,
exactly,
which makes you like everybody else. So there it is. Whether that nugget is tangible or not, it's certainly a positive message, is be odd. I'll speak to myself here and not you. Be odd, because your quirkiness, as you put it, sometimes makes you unique, which makes people love you.
Exactly.
All right, there you go. If you want to find out more, we've popped an article up at nova.com.na with a full interview with the folks from Wang Chung. Shame, it was sad that they couldn't both be there. Is it just 2 members in the band?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Jack and Nick. So.
Okay. So go and check it out. It's nova.com.na. Under the blog section, you can go and listen to Barrett's full interview there. And don't forget to follow him on all of the social platforms. There are new interviews coming out 3 a week now, dude. You're like a machine.
I suppose so, yeah.
Are there enough people in the world to talk to? You know what I mean?
If I look at my spreadsheet of artists that I've put down, yes.
Okay, amazing. Celeb Savant, CELEBSAVANT on all of the platforms. Barrett Edelstein, thank you for your time.
Thank you.